Greetings, listeners, and welcome to the newest episode of the Otafest Podcast. I'm Jay.
This is G. I'm Alfred.
And we're here today to talk about a little bit of movie shit. We've got a lot, movie shit. We want to talk a little bit about our Otafest guests. Just a little quick recap before we head into 2018 with new announcements and stuff as well. Yep. And a lot of little tidbits here and there. Like we talked about last episode that we're kind of gearing up for the holidays. Mm-hmm. So we're kind of like it's kind of like this weird little limbo period. But I'm sure we'll get to where we're going in a little bit here.
Limbo period, really. I've already got the Christmas tree up and all the decorations.
Do you really?
Already?
Yep.
He's so excited about his new house.
No, Sarah was. So, well...
Don't you dare say I did this.
What ended up happening was that she wanted to get the tree up, and then we went to Home Depot, and we decided just to use like a gift card. There was another Home Depot gift card, not the one. But we ended up blowing like $150 at Home Depot just on decorations and stuff. So yeah,
fair enough.
Wait, Home Depot sells decorations?
Oh yeah, they do. We just took it all home. We invited a friend over and we just got it all done in one night. So our house is all Christmas holidayed up. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. To be fair, I mean,
great. Like you guys,
radio stations are already starting to play Christmas songs.
Yeah, well,
already?
You guys are kind of like
yeah.
I used to work at Hallmark. And Hallmark, I'm sure people know they have like they're the holiday store essentially, right? Like they're all about holidays, but Christmas obviously is a big one.
Yep.
They sold their Christmas ornaments starting from July.
Well, I mean that's kind of understandable, right? Hallmark,
a little
being
bit.
Hallmark, but I don't know.
But to go into full swing for it,
yeah. Anyways, before we get too far, we actually don't have a sponsor for this episode. If you'd like to sponsor the Otafest Podcast or any of our associated channels, like Twitch, anything like that, just shoot us an email at info@otafest.com. Again, we're kind of in a little limbo period overall, but we're all just kind of waiting for new stuff. Speaking of new stuff, why don't we have Alfred talk about some news?
Okay, so we recently announced our newest addition to Otafest 2018 guest roster. Please welcome fashion model Kimchi. Kimchi is a self-described 7-foot-tall live-action anime character and high fashion model who entered the drag scene in 2012 and has since appeared on RuPaul's Drag Race as a top 3 finalist of Season 8. You can find out more about her via kimchithedragqueen.com. This is certainly exciting to Sarah because she loves RuPaul's Drag Race.
I watched a little bit of RuPaul's.
Did you say 7 foot tall?
7 foot tall.
7 foot
Probably
tall.
in heels.
Yeah, she's
big.
She's
heels.
got like a really unique style for drag.
Yeah.
It's very Asian influence, which is why she caught our eye definitely. So,
dude, she's gonna look down on G. That's what I can see the fear in his
towering over me.
G, you're like 6 foot what? Like
6'2".
6'2". I was gonna say like 6'3", but either way, she's gonna be like, yes, can I help you, little man?
I'm gonna be like, this feels weird.
I think having a drag queen as a guest will be interesting.
I think it's gonna be great.
It'll be great, but it'll be interesting.
It's not any. I don't think it's that much different from. I can't remember his first name, but the last name is Hart.
No, but he was a cosplayer. Like a drag queen has.
But at the same point, from what I have heard of Kimchi and the couple things I have seen, Kimchi drag queen, yes, but technically cosplay as well.
I really see very little.
That's true. Yeah. So
it's a mentality thing, I would say.
It is,
but that's pretty much it for me.
Yeah, it's been interesting just to see some of the reactions. A lot of people have been very much like, okay, this is different. I didn't expect this. To like, holy crap, this is amazing, right? This sounds right in. So I don't know. Personally, I'm in the boat of. We really try to listen to the community in terms of what types of guests to get, and we are trying not to limit it just to voice actors and cosplayers and stuff, right? It's like there's other parts of this community that are very important to us as well.
We definitely have grown from our roots, where we started, we were very much just anime and like,
which isn't a surprise to
cosplay,
anyone.
right? But since then we've gotten much bigger, and this is for the betterment. Like everybody loves us.
It's not like to say like every year we'll get a drag queen, but you know what, like, but the same thing. It's not like every year we've had a cosplay guest, or every year we've had I think it's just going to be a cool experience. I'm actually super excited. Like I don't watch a lot of RuPaul. I watch RuPaul when I'm over at some friends' places and stuff, and it's kind of like it's cool. It's entertaining at the very least, and I think it's pretty amazing what those ladies do.
And a lot of our executive team has just kind of gotten really into that show, so they've just kind of been marathoning it.
It's easy to get into.
Yeah, I guess it is.
I mean, like anything that's entertaining, it's fairly easy to get into.
Yeah.
But we'll talk a little bit more.
Yeah,
about...
let's move on for a bit.
Sorry.
Okay, so 2018's Artist Alley and Exhibitor info packages have been released. These are the info packages. This is not applications.
No. You keep reading.
Okay. These documents have all the information you'll need, including pricing, important dates, power, internet forms, and exhibitor hall contract. Visit Otafest.com for all the details and specifics you'll need. Now, the application, on the other hand, will open on December 2nd.
Yes.
Okay.
And that's for both exhibitors and Artist Alley. So
yeah, that's what I was trying to emphasize. Is that like what's currently out is info.
Yeah.
The actual application opens on December 2nd. So rev up your F5s, you know,
man.
and get ready. Okay. So volunteer applications will open on November 24th. Yep. And Otafest is happening in approximately 6 months, so we're 6 months
real.
away. It is, it's real, and
maybe for the audience, like 6 months isn't.
You know what? It hasn't kicked into high gear for us either, right? It's going to be a very hectic next couple of months for us.
Has it kicked into high gear? Depends which department you're in.
I'll be starting. It depends on your department, because like we're kind of always in like medium gear here for what we do.
I haven't really started planning my stuff yet, so
I've got guidebook in about a month.
Yeah, there you go. Right.
So that's already like the beginning of my high gear.
Yeah,
right.
Maid Cafe's been rocking it with ideas already.
Yeah.
Ideas
are swimming. I mean, like work. Like how much work is being.
Oh no, we've been putting we have the ideas.
Ideas
and we're
are
putting in work to get those ideas running already.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay. You gotta do some of the logistics. You can't just dream. Right. That's how that works.
Otafest 2018 tickets are available for purchase online. Order now at otafest.com/tickets for a discounted rate.
Yes.
And
all these things.
Also, if you're looking for a holiday gift, hint, Black Friday is coming up as well.
I wanted to talk about that too.
Yeah.
It's not something we really had, but yeah, Black Friday stuff is coming.
Yeah, exactly. Although I don't know if you got the email.
Hint, nudge.
Hint, nudge. Yeah. Okay. Anyway,
I need to check my email.
That's all I'm gonna say on that front.
Cool.
So just keep an eye out.
On a personal note,
that's what we'll say. Just keep an eye out.
Yeah. On a personal note, can we talk a little bit about like the culture of Black Friday?
You mean buy stuff online, don't go outside?
No, go and punch people out to get a TV.
Alfred's kind of I'm more with Alfred here. Like I don't understand. I will never understand. Like say you get like there's a nice brand spanking new like OLED TV that's like normally like $900, but then you learn you can get it for $600 on Black Friday. That's not worth killing someone over for it.
So Jay, can I quickly interrupt?
What's up?
Okay, so you don't have to punch anyone for this though. A whole weekend of Otafest for only $45. Please enter the code Black Friday Otafest at checkout. We do have a Black Friday promo coming up for our tickets.
Remember that part where we said hint?
Yeah.
There it is.
Okay.
I was just verifying.
Sparkle.
I was just verifying and checking like what I should say for that because it's not on your news and announcements. But I figured I should probably mention that because I did get the email this afternoon. So once again, it's the whole weekend. It's a weekend pass for $45. The code you enter is Black Friday Otafest, all one word. So,
and how long is this available for?
This should be going until
quote unquote Cyber Monday.
Yeah, probably. Let's see, before midnight on November 25th. So starting now until November 25th, you can get $15 off
It's a good Christmas gift.
Price. Yeah, exactly. Good Christmas gift.
I have a friend who buys me. They buy me tickets for other events for every Christmas.
Definitely treat yourself as well if you haven't gotten tickets yet. So
treat yourself.
So you will not have to punch anyone out to get your Otafest ticket.
You will be able to do what I do for Black Friday, Cyber Monday.
We'll just sit online,
hang out at home, just hop online. Get the deals you want.
The only thing suffering is your F5 button and your wallet.
Oh. Yeah. What are you guys looking for anything?
I don't know.
This year I've got a couple things I've had my eye on, but it's more so things of convenience that I need to pick up here and there. Like maybe a webcam, maybe another mic, maybe an Elgato, but that's because I have reasons for these things.
Right. Personally, I might upgrade my 970 to like a 1060 or something, or a 1070. But there has to be a pretty damn good deal for me to do that. I'm looking for parts, like electronics parts, but I'm pretty sure they won't go on sale for Black Friday because I'm thinking about building an arcade cabinet just for the basement.
Yeah.
So, but I don't think the parts for that will ever go on sale.
No, they're not really like, they're not something that typically people are like, oh boy, Black
they're
Friday.
low production run stuff, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, other than that, it's like there's nothing I'm really interested in. I pretty much got everything I want. So
Well, I mean, there's some things that will go on.
oh, maybe photography stuff. Actually,
I was gonna say, I'm surprised that you weren't mentioning.
Now that I think about it, photography stuff. But I mean, like even then, even then though, like $1,000 lens is gonna have like $100 off. It's still $900, right? So
yes,
yeah.
This is true.
That's
but
actually one of those things. Just
you could spend $100 on film.
Just to take it back to what you guys were saying with the punching somebody out for an item. In Canada, the sales happen, but they're not that big on the sales.
It's not that. It's not even that we're not big on sales. Like there are good sales.
No, there
I've
are
seen
good
that.
sales.
Good sales.
They're solid
but
sales. But it's not to the level
no one storms,
that is in
like
the
people,
States at
and
times.
people wait outside. They do wait in line. They do the things that you see, but in less numbers because we have a smaller population. But there's also just like there's no aggression about it.
Yeah, no one's like throwing punches for
people
like
get
a
like
Furby, you know?
like people are more likely to get pissed because you're like being stupid about it. They're like, no, this guy dumb.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's the thing though. Our sales that we come across,
our actual sales themselves aren't as good.
They're not at that level that you can see in the States.
Yeah, like you can't get a TV like 90% off or whatever.
Yeah,
right?
there are sales like
I understand
that.
there's mad sales in the US. I get that, but.
Yeah.
Those are usually what
but there
causes
is
the
no
madness.
justification for loss of life or bodily harm.
That's true. Yeah,
there is no justification for it.
That's true.
But I'm just saying that's the reason why you see the violence happen down in the States.
Yeah, because the deals are absolutely insane. Like
they're
you
mind-boggling.
you can get like a TV 90% off. Yeah, so that's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I'm probably not going to go Black Friday shopping. And
it's not it's next week. Right.
I don't even know.
Yeah, like it's not this. It's not tomorrow.
Well, November
It's the week
25th,
after.
midnight. So it's probably
So
I'm probably not going to go out for anything, but I am looking out. I'm looking out for computer components because I'm building my next gaming rig
already.
Yep.
Wow. Like
I haven't upgraded. I haven't properly upgraded my computer in a long time. I've bought a GPU, which is the 1080.
Right.
That was the upgrade. But now, now I'm upgrading literally everything else. That's
How long do you usually wait for an upgrade?
The backbone of my PC is probably about 6 or 7 years.
That's fair.
That's not too bad. Yeah, it's about time.
I don't do the thing where I buy like every 2 or 3 years and I buy like middling components.
Yeah.
I'm planning to throw down about $1,200 on components. Like I will take sales as they come. I'm not like ha whatever. But
no, but I mean, if you bought a 1080 though, like all your other stuff is kind of behind, right? So that kind of makes sense.
It's actually bottlenecking.
Yeah, everything else bottlenecks. Yeah,
everything is.
So I'm looking at getting a Ryzen 1700X or depending on the sale, I might get the
AMD
1800X.
Interesting.
As you can tell, we're pretty nerdy about our computers.
Yeah. And all the associated.
We might have like a PC gaming kind of like episode one day. I think just to talk about like how people start with building
PC
stuff.
Gaming, you say?
No, because that's actually a pretty common thing that comes up.
How do I get started?
How do I get started? What's an i5 versus an i3 or an i7? Why should I go
Angelo
AMD
in here?
Yeah,
and Bayfar.
Yeah, exactly. No, it'd be an interesting episode. I think we should do that.
It'd be fun.
Yep.
Wait
but yeah,
for that coming in the future.
Maybe. Yeah.
Because that could definitely happen.
Yeah. But yeah, we can definitely have a more focused episode on that.
Yep.
For anyone who's curious, because I'm not super into it, but I know generally like what I'm talking about. Whereas like Angela knows like specifics. Like if I want like experimental builds, I ask him first.
And on top of that, depending on what you want to do,
and then I modify to what I actually.
Well, experimental for him is like just taking the worst possible hardware and making it work, right? Like
it's true.
Like his anime,
he takes a lot of pride in that.
His anime server was at one point just like a ThinkPad from 2002 running Windows XP.
I kind of expected it to be a toaster, just like souped up to the extreme.
Hey man, Raspberry Pis nowadays you can do crazy things.
Oh, you can. I've seen some of those things do amazing things these days.
Like speaking of arcade machines, right? Like I was thinking about like what's the brains I want to put in it, right? Like I decided on just using my old ass like Windows XP desktop from way back in the day, but apparently if you just get a Raspberry Pi, like 90% of your build is going to just be empty space, right?
That's actually one of the things I was going to mention. I've seen somebody build an arcade cab out of a Raspberry Pi.
No, I mean that's really common nowadays, actually. So
and they
you can't
use
even blame people for doing that because it's like small form factor.
So cheap, and it's like it's so adaptable and all that.
And it is decently powerful too.
Yeah, it's a decently powerful machine. Yeah, it's kind of crazy, but I don't know. Like for me though, like I do want something pretty solid, right? Which is why I'm not choosing to go with the Raspberry Pi. So.
Yeah. But like I said, that really runs down to what do you intend your build for?
Yeah, just 2D gaming.
Do you want to do 2D gaming? Do you want to do streaming?
3D arcade gaming is like nearly impossible nowadays, just because it's like most emulators for arcades are cycle accurate. They need to be.
Well, some look and.
I don't know.
Arcade 3D arcade
there's just
games
so
look
many,
like crap.
well they do. It's like why do I want to play it? Like
Yeah.
the only thing I wanted to play maybe was like some light gun games, right? Like Time Crisis and all that, right? To emulate
It's a
those.
big buck hunter.
No, I don't know. House of the Dead.
Alfred, get him. Gonna catch him a big old buck.
If you are going to do light gun games,
I need a CRT, which I do have. Yeah.
Unless you go with some of the newer light gun games.
No, I'm like sorry, I'm not, like at that point I'm just like building a PC and running stuff on it, right?
Fair enough.
Yeah.
The question at the end of the day is, will it run Crysis?
No, it will not.
I told you because I was looking up like builds and stuff.
Yeah.
So if you were to run out of like available hardware and stuff, like the 1080 Ti,
yeah,
can run like with I think it was an i7 build.
Ooh, jeez. Okay.
An i7 build 1080 Ti.
Yep.
Can run Crysis at 4K at just over 60.
Well, the original
Just over.
but then you go to Crysis 2 and it's probably running at like 90 FPS, right, at 4K with all the effects turned up, right? Because like the original Crysis, it was not meant to be an optimized game, right? It was meant to melt.
But
graphics
still,
cards.
holy crap, though.
Yeah, because I remember when I first got it, right? Like I played it on an 8800 GT, which was like the card at the time, right? And I was running it on a Q6600, which was the processor at the time, right? And I could run it at like I think it was around 40 uncapped at 720p.
Yeah.
So, and how hot did your computer get?
It took it like a champ, but like I was feeling some hot air coming out. So either way.
It's pretty crazy, but okay, we will. I think based on this conversation, we'll definitely.
We want to talk about it. Do you guys want to hear it?
Yeah, probably. I don't know. Like, just again, PC gaming is so opaque to a lot of people. Like, they don't know where to get started. So I think like
these consoles are easily acceptable.
But I mean,
for the thing that you want.
I mean, like, there's a bit of joy just putting all your components together yourself and all that. So I mean, that's where like we've been doing it for years, right? So
it's like the Lego, but with gaming.
Yeah, and a lot more money. A lot more money.
Actually, depends on which Legos you look at these days.
Did you? Here, Alfred, you could either buy that sweet new Millennium Falcon that's that's like 7,000 pieces.
Yep.
Or you could upgrade your PC.
Yeah.
These days it's very much. Do you want this like really sweet?
Just pointing that out.
Do you want to play in 4K? Yes or no?
I don't. I'm not playing.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. Anyways, we'll talk about it later.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
Yeah. So what do we want to start with then? There's some like gaming stuff we could talk about, but I don't know. Like it's up to you guys. What do we?
It's in the news right now.
Do you want to dive right into it?
Are we actually gonna do this?
Okay, why not?
Let's be quick about it.
We can't really be quick about this topic.
I don't know if we can be quick about it, but we've already fallen down the rabbit hole.
It's happening.
Okay,
right,
Battlefront 2. So that currently is the big thing with EA being all like microtransactions and all that, right?
Yeah, especially after what they originally had said.
Gone too far.
Has DLC gone too far? And it's got a loot box system, and that's been pissing people off. And just for
it's not just because it's loot box though.
Well, okay.
There's a lot of things that piss people off.
Yeah, it's how they handle the loot boxes, and it's just game balance issues, right? Because the thing is, the stuff you get out of loot boxes does affect your progression, and it does affect like things like stats, like how much damage you do.
And you could even say like the quality of gameplay that you're getting.
Yeah, and like I get it's a casual game, but like you're paying $80 for a game.
You're paying full price for a game that you have to still put in more money to unlock.
And like that's insulting to people who bought the season pass.
It's important to point out that you don't have to pay money in for it.
Oh,
but if you don't, because there's an in-game credit system.
Okay,
that you
this
get
is where I come down to the comment.
Okay,
so time is money.
So Reddit apparently did some estimates. It'll take $2,000 to unlock everything using money. Or if you don't have $2,000 just lying around, you can play for 4,000 hours to get everything in the game.
How long is that in?
I don't even know, and I don't even care.
But that is 4,000 hours of literally just sitting there and grinding.
This is my question,
That's
though.
like 3 years?
Yeah, this is my question, though. Is this pre or post 75% nerf on the credits, right? Because apparently the hero... Okay, I see. Hero unlock costs are slashed by 75%.
Yes.
Which
so
I
want
get.
to know something funny about that?
Yeah.
So they slashed how much it costs to unlock these heroes. Mm-hmm. They also reduced how much in-game currency you get for wins.
Yeah, right. Because they didn't want people to abuse the system by playing offline, right? Because you can't earn credits offline, but up to a daily limit, and they didn't want to abuse that. Now, what that tells me, and this was straight from the horse's mouth. This was on the Reddit AMA, which was a dumpster fire, by the way.
Oh boy! But that's also because Reddit can be a dumpster fire. It's not purely just EA's
but I mean,
problem.
okay, look. I felt bad for them because it was like you throw 3 people who have been working how long on this game, and it's a very good looking game. They're probably proud of what they did, right?
Oh,
but like
the game is something to be proud of, but it has some scummy things in it.
No, these 3 people work for DICE, not for EA, right?
Yes.
They have probably had nothing to do with the decisions that came.
Do you want to
with
explain who DICE are, just really quick?
DICE are the developers who built Battlefield, the original Battlefront 1. They've done Mirror's Edge. But yeah, this is like their big thing, right? So
this collab with Star Wars branding and everything.
Yeah. So like, but I mean, like these poor guys, you know, they were thrown to the wolves on like, and they actually had to basically face down the entire wrath of this bad PR and try to undo
600,000 downvotes.
Yeah, exactly. And like, how are you supposed to go up against that when even the decisions were even made by you? They were made by EA, right? Like, you have to have them there.
That's what you get for being a customer service or PR wench.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
No, and I just feel bad because, and it's starting to affect reviews, thank God, right?
Yo, there's this whole thing too. Like, there was, I think it was like a game aggregate, like it was some kind of like it was showing like user reviews.
Yeah.
So the game's not out yet.
Yeah.
The game's not like 100% out yet.
Yeah.
So, but reviewer copies are out. So reviewer copies, the Metacritic scores are about 75. Right
That's
now.
really bad by industry standards because
it's not great. It's about 75. Yeah. They actually allow like user ratings as well. User ratings, last time I checked, were sitting at 0.9.
Yeah. Now, see, here's the even scummier thing, though. Metacritic in recent years, like review aggregates, they probably were some of the worst things that have happened to the gaming industry.
It's true,
right?
It doesn't help.
No, it really doesn't. Because, okay, let's just put it this way, okay? If you are making a blockbuster AAA game, right, and it scores below 80%, every employee in that studio misses their Christmas bonus. That's industry standard.
That's scummy.
That's industry standard, right? So, I mean, like...
Well, I mean, they're going to have to miss their Christmas bonus because of all the money they're not making right now.
Yeah, but it's just like, okay, but then you have to put in microtransactions, and that affects your review score, right? And then it's like it's rocking a hard place for a developer, right?
Like, I get that, and I feel bad. I do feel bad for the DICE guys and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But like, here's the thing: like, EA made their they dug their own grave.
They did,
because like one of the big things, like we talked about the hero unlocks and stuff like that, right? Like, originally it was about 40 hours of gameplay to unlock a single good hero. Like, there are like cheaper heroes, like you could play as Leia for less.
Yeah.
But
this
if you want to play as
hero
Boba Fett, and everyone wants to play as Boba Fett, right? Boba Fett was slated to be about 40 hours. Now it's probably about 15 to 20. Which is
maybe.
Like,
the average Joe only plays a video game for about 15 hours, if that. Right?
There's that.
The average Joe.
And then if your argument is that like, oh, but you could just pay $15 to unlock. It's like, I gave you $80.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
and look, I get it. Video game development is expensive. I understand that, right?
Yes,
but
it is.
Like, you take a look. Okay, it's a sad day when someone has like straight up said that Call of Duty World War II handles its loot boxes and unlocks and DLC better than Battlefront 2. Ooh. Right? That's a sad day when that happens.
Yeah,
and
that's actually really rough.
Yeah. And like, look, it's not like this is a new thing for EA as well. Like, Titanfall 2's unlock system is great, right? And like, I have paid stuff for Titanfall 2 for cosmetic stuff. I have, because I enjoyed the game, right? It didn't affect stats. It didn't take me inordinate amounts of time to unlock stuff, right?
That's actually another one of those ones where you look at cases like what Blizzard's done with their loot boxes.
Yeah.
It's all cosmetics.
Yep.
None of it affects gameplay.
You can't sell it. either.
Yeah, you can't
There's
sell
no
it,
marketplace.
right?
There's
Yeah.
no marketplace. You can't sell it.
Yeah.
So it's literally, they're loot boxes. Yeah, you're gambling your
Right.
chances at getting these items.
Right.
But at the end of the day, it is 100% cosmetic items. Nobody has to have these.
No, and it's I don't know. I have mixed feelings about that because all the better for Blizzard for handling it fairly. I still think loot boxes in general, like when Overwatch first came out, I was like, this is a mobile game system within a AAA game, right? And I kind of felt insulted by the system, but whatever. Like it was what it was, and then it made its way to every other game because.
I don't know why you're blaming Overwatch for it when
no,
TF2 is the one.
It's
is the one who started
it's not
that shit.
anybody's fault though. The way Blizzard has handled it though.
No, I
think
think TF2's drops were generous enough, and the crates were like crappy enough.
Here's the thing. At least Overwatches plays into your level progression system where every level
that's
you
true.
get a box.
Yeah.
In TF2, you don't even know when you're going to get a box. It just drops on you.
Yeah,
My problem
and
with-
then you
Yeah.
don't even actually get it. You have
to buy a
pay
key
You
to
have to pay
open it.
$2.50 to get or I think it's only $2 in
Yeah.
US money. But
to
like,
open the box,
to
right?
actually open the box
and get to see what you get, right?
right? Like that is, I think that's infinitely worse.
Yeah, but
not only that,
yeah.
on top of that, there are items that give you stats as well.
yeah. The problem is
Like,
though,
In
like
TF2, that was my biggest issue with it.
TF2 though, you can trade for stuff, right? A lot of stuff that if I'm aiming for a particular thing, I would just go on Marketplace and say, I have this stuff because I got an RNG drop. I can trade you this, and boom, I got it.
But it's
I
not
have-
even that. But you can sell stuff. You can sell stuff for
Yeah, that's true.
hundreds
Well,
of dollars.
now, but like back in the day, right when that first happened, I had no problem with it because I was like, you know what? Like if I just want something, I can get it. In Battlefront, there's no option for that, right?
That's
if
fair.
I want something, I can't work for it, right?
No,
unless
sure you can.
unless I grind.
You just have
40
to
hours.
grind for minimum
or you
40
could just
hours.
buy, or you could just
Pay
give them
$15.
$500.
Yeah, exactly.
And
And
eventually
it's
get it in
dumb.
a loot
It's
box.
stupid, right?
I think the thing is like, it really just boils down to like microtransaction. Like you take it away from EA, you take it away from Star Wars, Battlefront 2, you
Yeah.
take it away from TF2, you take it away from Overwatch, you take it away from PUBG, any of these other games. The real question is like microtransactions and DLC or this style of DLC delivery. Is it an acceptable method? Is it
What
Is it-
how do you view video games? Are they a service or are they a one-time boom and go? Like a VHS or a DVD, right?
It depends what kind of game it is.
Exactly. Like I have no problem buying a season pass for Destiny because Destiny is a service. It's an MMO, right? And like that's effectively my subscription, right?
Sure.
Because the same people who decry Destiny DLC are the same people who pay $60 a year for a WoW subscription. Right?
okay? So here's
60?
here's another
Or
view at it.
whatever,
Like,
whatever
like,
it is, right?
I get the whole
Whatever
like,
the value
product
is,
versus
yeah.
service. I
These days.
understand because
Yeah.
like service implies upkeep as well, right? Like
Yes.
however, you look at like their, for instance, TF2 is free now,
Yeah.
right? Like they basically it's
Yeah, yeah.
only microtransaction money, which you could say like is basically a mobile game kind of
Yeah.
economy,
Yeah.
Like
right?
a formula, yeah.
formula, and so what is the difference between that and why game and what EA is doing right now? Like why couldn't they do here's 20 like pay us $25 for the game just because so you can get access to the game
Yeah.
for a very cheap
I
price
think
and
it-
then
yeah.
and then like push out like you know, hey, you know what, I'm sorry, but Darth Vader's $15. I know that seems
But
like
that's
maybe a lot.
where the problem is.
No, I actually-
they're
you know
charging a
what?
full price for
Yeah.
the full AAA game.
Yeah.
And then
kinda-
saying on top of that, you need to give us
If
more
they
money.
had
Street Fighter 5 again.
Yeah. If
Yes,
they had,
it's Street Fighter 5 all over again.
If they had done that and charged only like $15 for the base game, right, where you had to grind and stuff, I wouldn't have a problem with it.
I wouldn't either.
Yeah, the problem is it's $80.
Yeah.
Right? Like, and,
Don't get me wrong, TF2 was $40 once upon a time.
yeah, but I mean, there was no unlocks at the time.
But that was
right?
actually before. Yeah, this was before unlocks anyway.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I'm kind of like, I
and
don't
at that
care.
point, I had like by the time all those unlocks came out, I had already sunk 200-300 hours
And
into TF2.
yeah, you can also look
right?
at a game like Dota.
Yeah.
Dota is free to play, but you have unlocks that you can trade and buy and all this other
what
stuff.
this comes down to is profit margin, right? Like, they because like Overwatch, right?
Yeah.
Like you still have to pay for the base game, right? But
Yep.
then you can optionally buy stuff, or you can just play and get stuff, right?
The biggest
and,
thing
and
with
it's
that
rewarding
is-
enough because every time you level, you get how many whatever random
Yeah.
rewards, right?
And there's lots of ways to get more.
Yeah.
The main thing is,
Xboxes.
at the end of the day, nothing that you get will affect gameplay.
That's a big thing.
That's a big thing.
It's there's no pay to win.
That's a
Yeah.
big thing, but from the perspective of a publisher, right? What makes Overwatch? What made the most money for Overwatch? It wasn't that initial $60. It was everyone buying crates,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
And like
And that's why you see enough free weekends showing up here
Yeah,
and
and
as well.
EA, yeah, but I mean, like, EA has done this with a game that has an $80, like, entry fee and has pay to win on top of that because of, it affects mechanics, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, that is
It's
where
the worst
I draw
kind of nickel diming.
Yeah, that is where I draw the line, right? Because it's like, okay,
You draw the line here.
yeah, like,
You draw the line here.
I draw the line at where you clearly it's both milking the consumer and also not having enough faith in your system.
Yep.
That's
Yeah,
what it feels like.
exactly.
It's a bit of both.
because if it's a good enough game, you will spend money. Titanfall 2, again, it's a good enough game. I spent money. I spent additional money on top of my season pass for Destiny because I love the game, right?
But here's the thing, though.
Yeah.
EA is going to look at this.
And
They're going to
say-
see all this backlash,
Yeah.
and then they're going to wait. Once they're going to see their sales numbers,
Yeah.
they're going to be like, huh, did we make enough money?
No? Okay, no Battlefront 3.
There you go.
Yeah. Except they're under contract by Disney. I think the Disney thing is a big part of this, though.
Okay, so they will do a Battlefront 3, but they'll just adjust their pricing scheme.
I think
essentially
with
for
the
that.
bad PR and what Disney wants to maintain in terms of quality for their product, because keep in mind, Star Wars is now, like it's under control of one creative group, right? There's
Yes.
a Lucasfilm creative group that handles everything Star Wars, right? They're going to look at this and go, this is not up to the quality of our standards. EA, you must do this, right?
But as much hate as they're getting right now,
Yeah.
if enough people buy the game and enough whales put in money,
Yeah, that's true.
they won't care.
Yeah.
I think it'd be more interesting if you pressured Disney, not EA.
yeah, that
EA
would
kind of
be.
doesn't care, but Disney
I think
rides a lot on their
on their image, and I think that's going to be what the aim is from now on. Is just to pressure Disney, because like really everyone's upset about the fact that this is a Star Wars game that looks fantastic, but it has all these practices in it.
Yeah.
All we want is a Star Wars game. We just want a Star Wars game that plays well and is fun, and like I can play for quite a bit, right? And I think just the salt in the wound is just because like people have done Star Wars games of this style before, and they were a lot better than what this is,
Yeah.
right? So
And the
On all-
the
across the board.
previews that were coming for this game looked amazing.
Looked promising,
There was
yeah.
a lot of potential, and everybody was excited to see this game come out.
It's too bad that they killed all the goodwill for it.
Yeah.
yeah, and
It's really too
and
bad.
I think just the fact that the review scores are reflective of that is a big wake up call, right? Because
Yeah.
well, I don't know if the publisher is going to care, because that means they don't have to shell out money for Christmas bonuses for her, right? But it's like Metacritic scores have so much weight in the industry that
Yeah.
it's like, wait a minute, like this is not what even people in our industry want, right? Because
I think EA's stock prices dropped as well
But that's one of those things, though.
because it was just negative media.
the
reads.
stock prices drop.
Yeah.
But then, depending on what happens with sales, they might go back up.
Now this makes me really worried for Titanfall 3 because they bought
because of
the buyout. Respawn Entertainment was
Yeah.
fully purchased by EA, so
Yeah.
I'm
So this might happen to Titanfall 3.
yeah.
I hope you really like Titanfall 2.
Okay, I really freaking love Titanfall 2.
I hope that you would play
Oh my
more
God.
of it and more of it, and maybe even have to ignore Titanfall
Yeah, but
3.
like I don't know. Like I used to tell people, hey, if you haven't bought Titanfall 2 yet, go get it because it's damn good, right?
Yeah.
But like. It's now all that money's going to EA now, so I'm like, I can't endorse this, right?
Okay.
And it's sad because it's such a good game. It's such an underrated game too. But like,
I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to be
Like
a dead horse too much
yeah.
on this. It's just overall, I think the community is disappointed.
Yeah.
I think EA.
disappointed is one word for it. I think outraged is the
well,
other.
that's the thing,
Yeah.
though. We were really
But
happy and excited for this game to come out, but
Yeah.
Frustration is a
He
big
got
thing,
killed.
and it's not just. It's not really just about the money. It's about, if you want to call it a service,
Yeah.
it's the kind of service that you're being.
Yeah, exactly.
is
right?
really what it comes down to.
Yeah.
Right?
so
like-
that's the sad news and
Yeah,
the
like
depressingness.
I mean, just design wise too. Like you don't hop on a Battlefront to have an experience like Destiny, right? Like when I hop on and have a raid, that's an experience, right? When I hop onto what's another like service type game like Overwatch, right? Like I might have like a really competitive like streak to me,
Yeah.
right? And then like that's my service is that and it's there's a
Feeds
competitive
you.
it feeds you, right? This is like it's a Star Wars game for everyone. I hop on to burn a couple of hours. I'm not going to sit there and grind.
No.
and it's not an esport.
I've never thought about like Star Wars as a game that I want to grind.
Yeah,
never.
Exactly, right?
Star Wars is a game that you want to experience and enjoy and have fun with.
Give me ship, give me lightsaber, and off I go.
Yeah, it's like it's not an MMO style experience. So I don't know, whatever.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm sure you can find a lot of there's a lot more news and
we're gonna see it's a developing story. I think we're gonna see more about it.
I'm really at the end of the day, I'm curious what the fallout is going to be, if there is any.
I think
like any real.
I think the game will be dead on arrival. I think people are gonna play it and they're gonna stop playing it. Right?
It's either gonna be really.
That's the problem, though. People are gonna play it. That means money is gonna go to EA.
At least $80.
At least that much. But it's like I don't know if the whales are actually going to spend money. I don't know. Whatever.
We'll have to see. That's honestly one of those things we're gonna have to wait and see. And
since we're talking about Disney, I kind of want to talk about because for people who aren't super in the know about maybe how like IP rights are currently split up. So Disney owns Marvel stuff. They own Lucasfilm, but they only own some of Marvel, and they only own some Lucasfilm properties. And when I say some, I do mean a majority. Yeah. But they don't own all of it. Which is why, for example, like Deadpool, there was that little snide, fourth wall comment. It's like, you couldn't afford the other X-Men and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because they
literally couldn't afford them.
Yeah.
Well, that's not necessarily true that they couldn't afford them, but they weren't going to pay the licensing for all that stuff. Especially for an R-rated movie that they didn't know how far its legs were going to carry them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
They were taking a chance. But part of the reason is because Fox, 21st Century Fox, owns a lot of the X-Men properties.
They own Fantastic Four.
Mutants, mainly.
Yeah, Mutants.
Any mention of Mutants, which is why Scarlet Witch and...
what were you saying about Star Wars?
Star Wars? Okay, so the distribution rights for Episode 4 of Star Wars still remain with 21st Century Fox.
There you go.
So they've got a new hope.
Yeah, they've got a new hope. Yeah, their only hope at this point. But no, but it's...
Disney being Disney, the kind of heft and purchasing power they have... They're like one of the very few media conglomerates that have a chance of resting or outright, whether it's outright buying or simply getting the license to actually unite the brands.
Yeah. So because I think it's just a major headache for them, right? Because
they literally have to jump through so many hoops.
I mean, like for just Star Wars, right? You have 7 movies out right now, right? 8. You can include Rogue One, and just the one that started it all, is not quite within your grasp, right? So I mean, that has to be.
And
frustrating.
Disney loves control.
Yeah, and that has to be frustrating, right? Because every time they want to distribute a Blu-ray or a box set, they have to go to Fox and talk to them about it.
And just to kind of again put the picture into clear view for anyone who's not following this, if Disney manages to do this, it's the difference between seeing it's uniting things like seeing like Doctor Strange possibly being part of the mutant universe, because because they have this whole thing between magic. There's a few different kinds of superpowers. There's inherited superpowers, so genetic superpowers.
Those are most mutants,
right? You have mystical superpowers.
Oh, I see where you're going with this. I see where you're going with this. It's just it's trying
and technological superpowers.
It's trying to unite the whole idea of where superpowers come from and stuff, right? And just introducing more storytelling avenues.
In Avengers, for example, you have Scarlet Witch.
Yeah.
You have Vision.
Yeah.
But you also have Iron Man.
Yeah.
And Spider-Man.
Right.
And these are kind of all over this. And Spider-Man has been with X-Men before as well.
Yep. Okay.
And there's this whole breadth of stuff, but you can't see it united as it is now.
Okay, so it comes down to this. Yeah, it comes down to the story potentials, right? Because you can't put Spider-Man with the X-Men because the rights are over there, right?
Yeah.
And no, you can technically put Spider-Man with the X-Men. You cannot put the X-Men with the Avengers. Right now.
Right.
Due to the rights.
Due to the rights.
And that's one of those things. Some of you out there will be like, no, but I saw Tony Stark and Spider-Man totally hanging out. Yes, that was a very specific deal that went down.
Very specific deal, and Spider-Man the rights weren't owned by 21st Century Fox; they were owned by Sony.
Yes,
that was different. And Sony was willing to play ball, right?
Yeah,
we have to see if 21st Century Fox is willing to play ball, right? But because I mean,
but Disney is bigger than
Fox is known to just make a movie to hang on to the rights for it without any.
They're like the patent trolls of
without any desire to make that movie good, right? Josh Trank's Fantastic Four, for instance, right? Or like,
but you also have, but I mean that's not 100% fair because they did make Logan.
That's true as well, right? But I mean, like they knew
that was a new endeavor of theirs, and
they knew that X-Men is like their cash cow, right? They know that that's still going to bring in audiences. But I think with Logan, and the X-Men, now they're introducing like the New Mutants, right? Which is an interesting take on it.
I am curious,
but it's like this kind of screams we're gonna do the barest minimum effort to make this interesting, so we hang on to the rights for X-Men and slash mutants, right?
Yeah.
So
I hope that they manage to come through. I mean, like I said, Disney is one of the very few that have enough clout to. Maybe to quote unquote force.
Do I really want more
21st Century
Disney-fied like MCU stuff concerning the X-Men? Though I don't really, honestly.
I think it's the difference between seeing like look. For instance, like
novelty.
If you think that Hugh Jackman is like the best Wolverine, and he's pretty much is, then but you've heard that Logan is basically Hugh Jackman's last. Appearance.
As
I think this kind of deal is the kind of thing that would bring certain players back, like certain actors back into.
I don't think it would.
Yeah, I think that.
I don't think it would. I just think this is a nice opportunity to start over. And
as a reboot,
of course, right? Because like, with Homecoming, right? That was the second reboot of Spider-Man within like the decade, right? And it had to be like that because. It was now they had to fit it into the MCU, right? They need a new version, right? So with X-Men, if that happens, right, they're not going to take the Fox X-Men. Michael Fassbender's not going to show up, right? They're going to recast it. They're going to.
Not necessarily.
I don't know. I'm
curious. Will. I just think that there's so much untapped potential. I don't think it's going to be necessary. I don't know if it.
Me too, but
I don't know if it'll necessarily produce a great unification. But it will take great strides into like making more interesting content.
Look, I don't know. Okay. Personally, I'm the minority here because everyone still loves superhero movies, apparently. But like, I'm so over this whole. Everyone gets a movie, and then at the end, everyone comes together. Oh my god, this is amazing, right? It's like...
So which one do you want? Okay.
That novelty is gone for me, right? I don't want to see the Avengers and the X-Men on the same screen, because whatever, that's not special anymore, right? That, like, the novelty wore off with the first Avengers movie.
So which one do you want to go for next, then, topic-wise?
I'll give you the choice. Actually, that was actually one of those things that I was just going to mention about, like, I've been a superhero fan from when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I've grown up with superheroes. I think
that's how you usually go. Yes, like become a superhero fan.
I was introduced to superheroes when I was very young, and I've literally stuck with that. That's been one of those things I've thoroughly enjoyed growing up because I was very much into the comics.
Sure.
Even nowadays, I like check out a comic here and there quite a bit. Specifically DC. Right now, I'm checking out the Batman comics. This is all the madness that's happening in that.
Yeah.
Well, there's this whole arc happening right now with Batman and evil Batman running around.
Okay.
It's actually pretty fun, but for me, I'm not tired of the superhero movies. I'm tired of the half-ass superhero movies.
Okay, yeah.
All right, then we've decided. Justice League it is.
Okay.
I just wanted to kind of move into
well,
it.
when we say half-assed, though, right? Like, I get what you mean, because all these superhero movies, they always need to build up to something, right?
Yeah.
We're always building
They're all
up to...
taking steps. Like, you go from Man of Steel, and you go from Batman versus Superman, and then you go into Justice League, for example.
And look, okay, I get it. It was successful for Marvel, okay? But, like, along the way, they've had some pretty mediocre movies. Thor 2 was not a good movie.
Yep.
Right. Thor 1 arguably wasn't a very good movie, right?
I didn't like Winter Soldier.
I didn't like Winter Soldier either.
I didn't like Civil War.
Right? A lot of people didn't like Civil War, right?
I actually enjoyed portions of Winter Soldier.
Yeah, but it's just like
Guardians of the Galaxy 2 isn't as good as Guardians of the Galaxy.
Look, I get it, right? It's like you want to do that whole stepwise thing, right? But like the thing is, even Marvel will half-ass movies sometimes, right?
Yep.
Because I'm pretty sure Thor 2 came out of contractual obligation.
Iron Man?
Or Iron Man 3 came out contractual obligation, right? Like, these movies came out contractual obligations. They had to make them. right?
Sure.
And that's why they're half-assed, right?
They sign on for X amount of movies.
Yeah.
Yes.
So and that's what I'm getting sick of. And then with DC joining the fray with Justice League, and
Juster League.
yeah,
It's just another league.
out of how many?
Justice
Okay,
League.
how many DC Universe movies have we had now? We've had Man of Steel. We've had Suicide Squad, Batman vs Superman, Wonder Woman. That's it, right? And then now Justice League.
What's
Yeah.
more annoying is I don't like
movies.
how Justice League is. I don't like that it's Ben Affleck's Batman. But I don't
Yeah,
argue
Batfleck
that
is-
it's Ben Affleck's Batman.
Yeah.
But I think that it's weird that we just had
Christian Bale.
Christian Bale's Batman as well.
They
And,
should've-
it's a weird split.
They should have ran with Nolan's universe for DC.
could've.
They
They
should have.
But the problem with Nolan's universe is the rest of the movies aren't in Nolan's universe.
Like Joseph Gordon-Levitt is rendered like
They should have skipped Batman. They should have just gone straight for Nightwing. Like, I don't know. Like, but
This
I
is
mean,
true,
of course,
too.
it's Batman. No one knows who Nightwing is. Blah blah blah. But like,
well, it's not even that. It's like the Justice League is Batman. Nightwing is not part of the Justice League.
yeah, I don't know. Like, it's just, if you're going to do that, right? Start with do a Batman movie.
Yeah.
Right? And then a Man of Steel, and then a Superman movie and stuff. Like, Marvel had time to build all this up.
Oh,
right?
they had time. They had a lot of
Yeah.
choices too. But they're like, no, we need to try and race.
But then DC,
against-
DC was like, "Oh, we're super behind."
Yeah.
super behind. And then now you see what
We need all these things.
And then we
right?
got Suicide Squad.
It's essentially a race between Marvel and DC, and DC started late, and they're trying to catch up, and they're just failing.
Which is kind of too bad because their individual movies were not too bad.
Like, I actually thought Man of Steel was decent. Like, and I thought people were too hard on it.
And you can't, and it's harder to shit on again Christian Bale's Batman's.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's kind of easy to make fun of the last movie, but
The last one was easy.
sure,
to make
but
fun.
but I'm just talking about
But the first two were solid.
yeah,
I mean, Batman Begins.
they
is
should
good.
have decided
Dark
to
Knight's
follow
good.
their own timeline, not play on Marvel's.
Yeah, even
thing.
then, Marvel changes so much from the comics, right?
I will say this though: the Wonder Woman movie was a lot of fun to watch.
I thought it was okay.
I heard good things. I didn't see it.
I thought it was okay.
I enjoyed it. It had its moments that
It was really
made me interested in.
Yeah,
everything,
some parts are really good. I think Gal Gadot is a really, really, really good Wonder Woman.
Yep.
And I think the movie was very well done. Did I enjoy it? Not really. In fact, the last half hour ruined it for me, I think.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And
You can spoil it. I don't care, and it's been a while.
Okay, well, gee, what does every superhero movie have to end with? A giant CG explosion fest, right? And that's what the end of Wonder Woman was.
like
And it
Michael Bay's
ruined
Wet Dreams.
Yeah, it ruined the movie.
Oh, yeah.
Because right before this, there was a moment where they could have ended the movie.
Yeah.
They could just ended there, and it would have been such an amazing arc for Wonder Woman. Okay, because you know how it's set in World War I, right?
Yes.
Okay, so the whole movie, Wonder Woman is convinced that the only reason the world is at war is because of the influence of the Greek god Ares.
Sure.
Right? And she's like, oh, the only reason people are fighting is because, Ares is controlling everyone's minds, right? Which is what he does in the comics, right?
Yep.
Fine, whatever, okay?
he influences people whenever he's around.
canonical.
Yeah, it's canonical, right?
Makes sense.
So she finally kills Ares, right? And then she's like, why isn't the war ending, right?
Yeah.
And then, Chris Pine's character is just like, this is just people. This is just how we are. We're just destined to fight. You can't do anything about it. There's no mystical god controlling men's minds, right? Men will just fight.
Yeah.
Right? And then and he used the wording men or
Yeah.
mankind, right? And I was just like, that's such a huge juxtaposition to Wonder Woman's character.
Yeah.
And it's such a character building moment for her. She's like, it could have been like, this is why I want to save the world. I want to save man from himself.
Exactly.
Right? And then they're
then
like,
instead-
actually, Ares does exist. He is influencing everyone.
You just killed the wrong one.
You just killed the wrong one. He's this guy. And then this huge CG battle happens.
Oh,
and then
no.
there's...
I had huge problems with Ares himself as well.
Yeah,
I hated him
that
so
sounds real
much.
sad.
Like, oh my god, and then this thing happens, and then like there's this huge heroic sacrifice, and she's like, I remember the war. I remember when it ended the war by killing Ares. I'm like, shut up. World War II happened.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know?
Okay.
It was
Also,
just,
Ares was terrible. Hands down terrible.
yeah, it pissed me off. It's
When he-
so much.
Who
when
played
he-
Ares?
I can't remember. All I remember is when he went God mode,
Yeah.
he does not sound like a god.
And
he
it-
literally sounds the exact same.
Like a British guy. yeah.
He sounds like a British
dude
guy.
with like overly high high amounts of echo.
He was a dude with a curly mustache.
Hello.
Yeah, if the movie had just...
I'm
if the movie had
No,
just
they didn't
ended
even
there.
echo him properly or anything. He was just there.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
and
what-
like the
so
thing
annoying.
is, I get it. Like the character sacrifice still had to happen because the stuff was going on, the
Yeah.
plot was leading up to that point, right? But they had ended the movie there with a heroic sacrifice that had influenced her to keep going, instead of fall into despair because she realized that her myths weren't true and men are just destined to wage war forever. that would have been such an amazing ending to that movie, and would be so.
It would have been philosophical,
and like that would have rounded out the whole movie, because this whole thing was supposed to be just like, it wasn't just an empowering thing for women, right? It was, but like the whole movie was this sort of really meta commentary on war.
Yeah,
right?
and they could have even had the concept of like, yes, Ares was controlling everything from afar.
Yeah.
And that's why the war was still continuing on. Just this specific
And you know what? You could
thing.
just introduce him in like Justice League or whatever. Just leave Wonder Woman alone, because like that movie would have been great if it ended there. But that last half hour with the huge CG explosion, because at one point we have this really tender, touching moment. Next moment they're throwing tanks at each other.
It wasn't even a good CG fight. At the
it
end.
was.
Like,
it wasn't. The CG was
everything
terrible.
up until that point was great, and then you see that and you're like, oh, why'd you ruin everything?
And then which is why I didn't have high hopes for Justice League, because I saw the CG and I was like, this looks like the ending to Wonder Woman, except stretched out for 2.5 hours.
Okay.
The worst part of Wonder Woman has been stretched out to 2.5 hours. Thank you, DC. This is exactly what I needed.
Yep.
Like I said, the
reviews are in for Justice League.
They are. Yeah. Sitting at about 44% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yep.
No way.
It is super mediocre.
Oh, no.
Everybody is like, it's a movie. That's about it.
Hey, but
who produces? Oh, who's
It was Zack Snyder, but he had to drop out because his daughter committed suicide. He dropped out. Yeah, so
which is totally understandable as to why.
I think people need to like lay off Zack Snyder, because a lot of people are still blaming Zack Snyder. Keep in mind who took over after reshoots happened. It was Joss Whedon, who was expected to turn this movie around.
But at the same time, I'm just like, he's literally picking up on a partially completed project,
and he was expected to finish it within 3 weeks.
This was destined to fail.
Look, and he doesn't have this type of studio guidance and support that, like, say, like the Han Solo movie, for instance, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, same thing is happening there. I think it's going to be a decent movie in the end, right? I'm not going to like it.
Well, they're not giving him 3 weeks to try and finish a movie.
Yeah, exactly. Or 3 months or whatever, right? Because I think that news broke about 3 months ago, was Zack Snyder dropping out of the movie.
Zack dropping out of the movie, understandable. Yeah. I don't blame him for that. Yeah. I completely support his decision to do that. I am, like, honestly, I support the guy for that.
Yeah. So
I'm not a huge fan of his.
It's a hard choice to make.
But as a human, I'm just like, yo, that's understandable. I get that.
Yeah, like, okay. So I think that brings us to, like, another point about, like, fandom and expectations versus the human element of things, right? I guess I want to bring this up really quick. People are angry that House of Cards has been canceled because of Kevin Spacey's stuff.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've never watched House of Cards. I know that it was popular. I get that. I know what it's about.
Yeah.
I think we all know what it's about.
Yeah.
It's not really just about Kevin Spacey in the sense that it's not about what he did, it's about how he handled it.
Yeah.
So if I can quickly, like, so Louis C.K.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Louis C.K. has been outed because he
didn't
necessarily, he wasn't like gropey touchy. He
revealed himself. He revealed himself to women in very inappropriate ways, right?
He was masturbating in front of them.
And like, I get it. Like, he did confess to it and he apologized, right?
And he had a movie coming out.
He had a movie coming out that was canceled.
Like, it wasn't going to be a big movie. It was going to be like huge release and everything like that. But it was going to be a project that he was working on regardless and all this other stuff. So I'm thinking that based on what happened and based on the outcomes, and it has nothing. It's not to say, I don't think it's necessarily right to say that it has nothing to do with, but anyone who works in the entertainment industry
knows about this.
Knew that Kevin Spacey's already gay, so that's not going to affect it. Like, it's not going to be a homophobia based thing. It's about how he handled the fallout
criticism
versus how Louis C.K. handled the fallout.
He deflected. Louis C.K. owned up to it, right? Now, that is not to say that
but there's also two different things, because what you can argue is that Kevin Spacey is an assaulter. That makes him a wolf. It makes him a predator.
Yeah.
Louis C.K. is kind of more of like a worm.
I don't know. That's still predator.
No. I'm not saying it's not 100% predator,
Yeah.
but it's kind of like there's like a self-humiliation, self-shaming kind of.
I guess so.
Idea behind it. I'm not justifying it.
Yeah, exactly.
Because
we're not justifying
both of these things are not cool.
Or horrific. Yeah,
they're not acceptable. But
you're right. I felt one apology was handled a little better than the other.
But it doesn't. But at the end of the day, it doesn't fix a lot.
There's still self-flagellating and self-congratulatory, and like, look, I revealed myself to women. I'm sorry it happened.
Yeah,
that's the bare minimum.
The thing with like Al Franken too.
Yeah, that's like the bare minimum you should do is apologize. And people are heaping praise on him and saying, "Hey, I'm going to watch your movie anyways when it eventually comes out. It's like, no, I'm sorry.
I think it's.
I don't know.
I'm happy that stuff is coming out.
Anyways, but like my point there is just I think people need to separate
the work from
the person in the sense that the work is not more important than the person, okay? Because like, you know what, Justice League sucked. Whatever, okay, deal with it. Because Zack was going through some tough stuff, right?
But then we're talking about House of Cards.
But then House of Cards, it's like, why are you getting angry about the show being canceled when this story broke, right? It's like, yeah, fine, you're not getting your show, but there's more important things than your show, right? Mm-hmm. Like, I'm just saying, there's more important things than entertainment.
Yeah, and the thing is like, so it's down for me because I'm not as much of a fan of like Kevin Spacey stuff. I don't really follow. Yeah. But I mean, like, I follow all the CK stuff in the sense that I'm not a huge fan of like not about like the right now. It's like I liked his early stuff. I watched and I think he has an interesting perspective on things.
Yeah.
With that being said, I mean, like, I want to be able to say something like, well, you should separate the work from the actor. But the truth is, the work is the actor.
Yeah,
like, I can't just watch his stuff.
You're never going to be able to separate that.
No, because at the end of the day, it's like I can enjoy Louis C.K.'s perspective, like in terms of the comedy part.
Yeah.
But I know I'm giving him money.
Yeah,
exactly. and I kind of don't want him to have the benefits of
it's
a
like,
good life.
It's like me when I'm watching Roman Polanski's movies, right? It's like, how do I,
how do you justify that?
No, not justify it. It's like, okay, can I separate the work from the movie? Because he has good movies, right? I thought his take on Macbeth was interesting, right? But it's like, dude, it was directed by Roman Polanski, and he went through some messed up stuff too, right? His wife was murdered, right? But it's like, I don't know, right? And like, and I'm glad that these types of stories are breaking because it allows us to kind of like take, okay, this is media. How important is media to all of us, right? As like a society, right? Because apparently to a lot of people, media and like your desire to finish a Netflix show is more important to you, right, than caring about like what women think, right, or what victims of an assault think, right?
Yeah.
And that's an interesting thing to me, right? And again, the Zack Snyder thing, people are like blaming him for the movie's failures, right? And it's like, yeah, he's partially to blame, but he had a valid reason.
Reason
for why the movie wasn't good.
You have to be human at the end of the day.
Exactly, right?
You can't just be like, no, I'm a consumer, therefore I deserve this. It's like, yo, calm down.
Yeah,
we're just human.
And like, it's just taking in the situation, right? Which is why I felt bad for the DICE guys on the Battlefront 2 anime as well, right? It's the same reason. It's just like they had no control over their fate.
Actually, when you come to think of it as well, like in a lot of movies and stuff like that, there's the people who work on the movies.
Yeah.
They didn't write the script and stuff like that.
There was the whole thing with what was it? Assassin's Creed, whatever the one in the French Revolution was, right?
I remember.
People were like accusing them of being sexist because there weren't any playable characters, and I get it, right?
All the female playable,
and I get it. Like the next,
I remember the thing because they were talked about it, and they're like, well, but then we'd have to reanimate for a female character.
And they said it was too hard, and it was a PR nightmare.
Remake a mesh for a female character and everything.
Okay, look, I think perspective was important there because, like, the next game they would have had a female character anyways, right? Yeah. And, like, I knew that they would after all that fallout, right? But it's like, okay, why would the guy designing the cloth physics care about that, right? Because people were sending death threats to Ubisoft.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense to me.
Right, and that I guess that was in the whole infancy of internet activism, I guess, at that point too, right?
I mean, it's still around. It hasn't gone away.
Yeah, that was when I still was using the word social justice warrior to describe anyone who even cared about like video games too much, right? But it's just like, yeah, I get it. This stuff's important, and I think, well, for the most part, a lot of people have learned how to actually deal with this type of thing, and it's like voting with your wallet and talking to publishers rather than developers, and like talking about short development deadlines and like how teams are getting huge now, right?
Yeah,
because like you can't lay blame to an entire company, right? Like I can't lay the blame on DICE because again, the guy who's coding, the guy who's looking at reference photos from Star Wars to make sure the texture on the Stormtrooper helmet is just right, does not give a crap about microtransactions because that's not his job.
Just really quickly back to the whole like removing, like ending the show for House of Cards and Kevin Spacey's involvement. Obviously, he's a main player and everything like that. What's the main difference here between what Kevin Spacey did, the backlash, and the consequences, and his show, which is House of Cards, and what happened to like something like Charlie Sheen and 2.5 Men?
Yeah, exactly. I just think
2.5 Men continued for that. I want to I didn't really
without
watch the
Charlie
show.
Sheen.
Without Charlie Sheen, but everyone knew that he had the whole winning Tiger Blood thing going on a few years ago.
Yeah,
and Charlie Sheen's pretty creepy. Let's be real. I'm sure that it's weird that we haven't heard anything, but I'm sure that we're gonna hear.
Although
we would hear a lot
lately. I don't know. It's like he recently came out and said he was HIV positive, and he was trying to justify his behavior back then by saying that it was him trying to deal with his life ending. But I don't know. But anyways, yeah,
that's not it. I'm just saying. I think 2.5 Men carried on for 3 or more seasons. Ashton Kutcher took over.
Yep.
And all this other stuff. I'm just curious in terms of the production part of it. Where is the difference between removing Kevin Spacey and ending and not ending the show?
I see what you
versus
mean.
ending the show because of some kind of controversy.
Yeah, okay, I see what you're coming at here as well. I have an idea. Do you want to give your idea first?
You're thinking recast that character, just that character.
It's essentially a recast or some push out.
And, if it worked for the Hulk, right? So
yeah. So here's the thing, though. So with 2.5 Men, they recast.
But that was an ensemble comedy.
It was an ensemble comedy.
Yeah,
you can joke away stuff like that. House of Cards.
He's a central character.
Lot more serious, and he is the primary character.
What if he gets shot?
Well, they'd have to rewrite the whole season, right?
Yeah.
And it was in production for a while, right?
I guess.
Okay, even if you do kill off the character,
let's say
then
you
have
get
to
him to
follow
end the season, and then that kind of thing, and then you get.
No, but here's the thing, though. He is the primary character for that show. You kill him off, the show's done.
Yep.
Because it's always following him around, basically.
Yeah, it would be like if
I understand that there are different kinds of shows.
Batman minus Batman.
Yeah. I just don't think that it's necessarily untrue. And if you want to say Batman versus without Batman or something like that, that's already existed in the comics. That's happened before.
Yeah, exactly.
No. I mean, original when Batman before he gets
better example: Harry Potter without Harry Potter. Right? If in book 6 Harry just died, and book 7 it was only Ron and Hermione, right?
That would be amazing.
Yeah, and
it'd be amazing in the sense that it'd be
that's the thing, though. Those characters are developed enough. But I'm talking about original Batman. So it's just Bruce, Alfred, and villains, right? This is what I'm talking about. And then
one character
Batman's removed.
Yeah, exactly.
At which point you're just like, Alfred's not going to go out there. It's literally
something, Alfred.
No, it's literally the cops.
I understand the gravity of the character that is being played.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it's not impossible. I feel a little bit bad for the fandoms of the shows in that regard. But
I think it's making the best of a bad situation, right? Is kind of what you want them to do. And I think that's what they're trying to do. There's been talks of recasting, and there was another actor who was outed by this whole Weinstein Gate thing. Why does everything need to be Gate? I don't know, but
because
which
is
stupid because there's this whole thing about
but it goes far beyond him. I get that, but there was one other character who was going to be in a Steven Spielberg movie, I think, and he was recast, and they just straight up just recast him and they said, okay, we're dropping you. We're going to get this other guy. Yeah, recent. I forgot which actor it was, but it was another thing that happened. So, yeah.
See, for me, I don't really care too much about... you feel bad for the people who are like, oh, we don't get another season. I feel bad for the actual, cast...
Yeah, the staff that works around all the supporting staff.
The crew who's working on that kind of stuff.
Exactly.
Because it's
not just about this one guy.
Yeah, it affects them a lot more.
Right, but...
And I feel worse for them, because I'm like, this is what they're doing for their living.
That's the problem with entertainment, right? When you put the focus on one person, that's what happens, right?
Yeah.
So...
I feel worse for them, because I'm just like...
I don't know. I just want to see where Netflix goes with this, just to how they handle, again, how they make the best of a terrible situation. So...
all right.
Yeah.
Anyway, that got
we went all over the place this time.
No, I thought that was a very good thing to bring up. Personally,
yeah. It's just
it's important.
It's something we try to be involved in current events. We try to be involved in entertainment news and stuff like that, and this is part of it.
Yeah.
It's not for entertainment. I want to clarify it, but it's something that we have to acknowledge.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you kind of have to somehow interrupt and the cycle of culture.
Exactly. You're not just consuming media, right? You're supporting it, and you have to question.
And we've
what
talked
you support,
about
right?
It's an Otafest thing too.
Yeah, exactly.
You know. Again, not that we were planning to, but we're probably not going to ask Kevin Spacey to maybe come along to Otafest.
I would love for our show just to be filled with great, fun, happy times. That's not the world, though.
No,
Yeah.
because humans are humans.
Yeah,
and
and
humans create problems, and sometimes they kill each other for TV.
Yeah, exactly. Wow, that was a great
Bring it all back.
Thank you.
The ring has been completed. Yes.
After about 50 episodes, or how many episodes are we on now?
I don't even know.
Quite a few. That somehow I figured it all out and brought everything back together. Anyways, I know this is a little bit of a slightly heavier episode because we talked about some EA complaints and stuff, and we talked about this stuff. But we're putting it out there. You can form your own opinions. Mm-hmm. Ours are not the only ones that are valid or anything like that, but it's something important that you have to consider because at the end of the day, you're paying your money into this, whether it's for DLC, whether it's for
games filled with microtransactions,
or it's for an actor who has a spotted history regarding
certain
kind
things.
of person they actually are, not the character that they play.
Yeah, exactly.
Or a subpar movie out there that you really want to support. If you do, just go watch it.
Yeah.
It's your decision to make. I'm not here to stop you, but you can think about it. You're your own person.
Critical thinking. Think about your media critically.
Yeah.
If you love something, you love it. If you don't, you don't.
Yep.
Buy Otafest tickets.
That too. Remember Black Friday.
Yeah.
Yes. You want to give that
Black Friday Otafest
info once again?
Yep.
Yeah, I'll go over it one more time. The code, the promotion goes until midnight on November 25th. The code is Black Friday Otafest, all one word, at checkout. So please buy some tickets. They're $45.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm getting you that discount once again.
Yep. We'll be there at Otafest. We'll probably be doing another podcast. We'll probably be doing some Twitch stuff. We'll be doing a lot of stuff.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll have our guests. We'll have
I might be
Matt
too busy.
Mercer. We'll have Leah Clark.
Matt Mercer, Leah Clark, Kimchi, come say hi.
We'll have many more. We haven't announced all our guests yet. We actually have quite a few. There's a few big announcements I'm aware of that I'm super excited about as well. But I can't tell you about them yet, so stay tuned.
So we should wrap up.
Levels of excitement are literally just higher than they've ever been before.
Yeah.
Because they're coinciding with the amount of stress.
We should really wrap up.
It's going to be a good year. Fine, we'll wrap up. Or else Alfred's going to be like, I'm super sad because I have so much editing to do. All right. Thank you again for listening. I'm Jay.
This is G signing out.
This is Alfred. Bye.